Okay, so there's one application that every user on the internet should have, and that's a password generator. And believe me, you shouldn't be using any password generators on websites or, download any dodgy software to generate passwords, because you don't know really what it's doing or who the software is communicating the passwords back to. It might be completely innocent, it might be above board, but you never know, do you? So I want to show you how to develop your own password generator. And here's one that's available on my webpage. It's called Password Generator version 1.0. That's freeware. It's on my webpage. I developed it back in 2013, and that was the last update. And and you can choose various options here and generate passwords, and it tells you how good they are, basically. So we're going to do a simple version of this, and we're going to do it in Java. So because this is a build your own software, we're going to do simple Java code. We're going to no Maven, no Gradle, nothing complex. We're just going to build a nice simple GUI interface. No third-party libraries. We're just going to build it using our own code and just simple standard Java. Okay, so simple standard Java. Okay, so we're going to minimize the chances of anything nasty sneaking into our code or into our libraries or into our tool chain by just making it a basic Java app. So what do we want? We want to be able to let the user choose whether they want we want an option there for uppercase letters, a lowercase letters, the digits, and maybe special characters. That's the sort of thing we want. And then we want a password length. And we'll make that with the little up arrows and down arrows so the user can just use the arrows to select that. And so they can check either any of these boxes. So that might do us for the first part. Later on, we might look at adding, minimum letters. So if you've got to have a password that's got to have at least one special character, at least 2 digits, at least 2 letters. We might look at that sort of thing later. Okay, if there's support, if people are watching the video and following along and commenting and whatever, then we'll add some extra features in. Okay, so to do in the future, we might add in minimum chars, min digits. Okay, so you can specify that it's got have two alphabetic letters, double T, 2 digits, and 1 special char minimum. So we'll do all that sort of thing. We'll do that in the future. Okay, we'll see how this basic app goes first. So with this basic app in place, you'll be able to, I'll show you how to compile your Java code that you write, same code as me. And so I'll show you how to compile and create a jar file. So that you can just run it whenever you need it. And I'll also make all my code available. Okay, so that's where we'll go for this version. So all that's in place, and then in the future we might do that depending on how the series goes. I mean, I've done another series on build your own software, and it's not getting many views. 1 or 2 views a month, which is anyway, disappointing. Okay, so let's see how we go. Let's go to it. Okay, so let's make all that a comment so we can just continue on. And we're going to do everything from first principles. So like I said, no Maven, no Gradle, nothing complex, no third-party libraries. We're just going to do everything from first principles. I'm using a basic text editor here called TextPad. You can use any editor you like, Notepad+, Visual Studio Code, Eclipse, whatever you like. All the code I write will work with Netbeans or Eclipse or any other editor. I'm going to write 100% standard code. Okay, so don't worry about that. So any editor you like, and so on. Okay, so public, I'm storing everything in a file called passwordgenerator.java. So public class password generator. I'll get there eventually. Okay, and so we're going to extend the JFrame class. Extends JFrame. We're going to do some imports. Import java.awt.star. We'll bring in all the AWT stuff for in case we need it. We'll bring in the event stuff for button clicks and things. Event.star. And we'll bring in all the swing GUI components. So we're just bringing in our components that we're going to be using at this stage. Swing.star, and that's JavaX. Okay, there's our 3 inputs. That's all we need. Let's continue on. Public. So this is our constructor for our class. So this is where we're going to create our GUI. Okay, and we've got a main, public, static void main, string, square brackets, args. Okay, so there's our basic framework. We're going to fill in these gaps now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we might also declare some constants at the top. So public, they can be public for constants, static, final, string. And we could make them arrays, or else I'll just make them a string, and we can just pull the characters out when we need it. String, so this would be uppercase, letters, equals A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, here's that one. It should be 26 characters long. 26, perfect. Let's do the lowercase. Grab that and go L, control that. That's lowercase. I'm using TextPad here, so Control L's a shortcut for that. We want the digits. You can put 9 at the end, 0 at the end if you like, or at the front, doesn't matter. Both the same. We're just going to pull. We're going to use these strings of characters or letters to pull individual chars out of. Like we might pull that out at random, and then that. And then that, so we're making a password using whatever the user selected based on their selections. Okay, and then we want some special chars. And we'll just have a subset of special chars. Okay, so we won't have every special char you can possibly have. Comma, full stop, semicolon, colon, and exclamation point. And that'll probably do us. When you start getting into other characters, you can get things that are allowed or not allowed. They seem to be the common ones that are allowed pretty well everywhere. So we'll stick with those for now. We can if you want to extend it, you can always add more in later if you want to. Okay, so that's our constants. Let's add some GUI components. Okay, and so we're going to want some labels and some combo boxes and checkboxes and maybe all sorts of things. Let's just put some checkboxes up for now. Okay, so we'll do some checkboxes. Okay, J checkbox, and this is going to be the uppercase checkbox equals new J checkbox, and we could do various things to the label here for the checkbox. We could type in the name uppercase letters, and that would be fine. People know what that means. Or we could even use that for a description if we'd rather. So we just use that instead if we'd rather. But I want to leave uppercase letters. Okay, and then lowercase, and it's lower case over there. I might pull them back a bit. I like everything lining up, but it's going off the screen a bit, so I'll pull it all back. I'm not recording full screen to hit the video size down. Okay, so maybe I should change the font a bit. Let me just, before I go further, I'll just change the font. Configure preferences, and we'll go document classes, Java, font, and we'll go down to 12. Okay, I think you should be able to see that okay on the screen because I record in high res mode. Okay, you can see more on the screen now. Okay, so We'll start off with just a basic grid layout for our set layout, and we'll make it a new grid layout. So I'm thinking a bunch of rows, so maybe 5 rows and 1 column for our user interface. And the first thing I want to do is add our uppercase combo box, and we're just going to see how things look at the lowercase combo box. So we're just using 2 of those rows so far, 1 and 2. Okay, let's see how that looks. We're going to, oh, hang on, we haven't done enough yet to even run our app yet. Let's just do a few more things. We'll do set title. We'll do the usual stuff that you have to do when you create a Java app. Set title. Let's call it password generator for now. Set size to, we'll go 500 wide and 500 high. Set location, so where's the top left corner of the user interface JFrame, and I'll make it 200 across and 100 down, just so it fits in the right place when I'm loading it. Don't have to keep shifting it every time I compile and run. Set visible to true, so our application's visible, and I'll also set the default close operation. Set default close operation. So what happens when the user clicks the little X icon in the top right hand corner, and I'll go jframe.exit on close. So we're activating a little X icon in the top right hand corner of our user interface. That should be it. And we need to create an instance of our class down here in our main, and we just do that anonymously. New password generator. Don't have to give the object a name. We just say new password generator. That fires off the GUI. So we're good to go. Let's run that. That should compile and run. Set title. Set tile. Sorry, set title. That's compiling. Control 2. And there's our GUI there. So it's a little bit off screen. I might move that slightly, but we've got the things appearing. It's not pretty. It's not going to be pretty. It's a basic little app that we're going to build together. Okay, so we've got the uppercase and lowercase coming out. Let's add some more. We'll add digits. Digits. And if you want to make it even clearer, you could say 0 to 9 in there. That even makes it clearer again. So everybody knows what uppercase is, but let's just see if we can make it really easy for the user. A to Z lowercase. We've got the digits there, and we'll also do the special characters. Special chars. Special. And we might tell the user what they are. Okay, so we've got those defined up above, and we'll say plus special chars so that the user can see what they are. So good. Add those into our user interface. So the digits, and then the special chars, and we'll just change that slightly so it comes across more, and I'll make it so it's 300 across to just bring it across further. Control 1. Resize that down. Control 2. And there's our user interface. So our 4 options are coming out so far, and we need to add a password length in, and a generate button to generate the password. Okay, let's move on. So, like I said, our app's not looking pretty at the moment. We might prettify it up at the end, but I'm not really concerned on looks. This is just going to be a utility for anyone to use that wants to create it, to generate passwords safely and securely for them, so that you're not relying on websites to generate your passwords or stuff like that, which is an absolute disaster. Okay, password length. Now here we need a JSpin edit. JSpin edit. Spin, sorry, not spine, spin edit. And we also need a J button. We'll do the button first. We'll leave the password length off for now. We'll do that later. Generate password button. And that's a new J button. And we'll give it the label generate. If you want to say generate password, we can. Generate password, whatever you like. Okay, you taught me into it. Generate password, let's add that to the user interface. Add generate password button. Okay, Control 1. Control 2. There it is. So we've got a great big button down the bottom. That's okay. We can make it small later if we want, but a big button's not bad. We might also add a text field here or a display field or a label to display the button, and then a little copy button here so the user can copy it to the Windows clipboard. Okay, so we'll do that. JLabel, we'll do it in a label. Password, label, equals new JLabel. And we'll add another button for copy. Copy clipboard. Copy clipboard. And I'll put that below the label. Okay, so we've got a label and a button now. So later on we're going to neaten up our user interface, but for now I'm just going to add it to the screen so that we can see it. And add also the copy to clipboard button. And I want the label to go above the generate button. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items there. 2, 4, 6, yep, 7. So let's run that and see how it looks. Fair enough. It's a start, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to generate the label in here based on the user's selections. Okay, so when the user clicks the generate password button, we want to fire off a method to generate the password. So we're going to say button name dot add action listener event, and we're going to fire off the generate password method. Okay, we're going to write this method now. So whenever the button's clicked, this method will fire off, wherever this method is in this class. So let's add that as well. So it's a private method. We don't want anything outside the class getting access to it. Private void or private string. Private void will do. Generate password. And for now, let's just set the password. Let's just pretend it's generating a password. Password label dot set text. Okay, so I'm just setting the label to password goes here whenever you click the button. Just so we get something out on the screen. Control 1, Control 2, click the password goes here. Okay. So we'll get the basics. Okay, so let's now generate a random password based on the user's selections. Okay, so let's pretend they've got the uppercase checkbox selected. Okay, so we'll create a string called password. String password string. Set that equal to nothing. Okay, if the uppercase checkbox dot is selected, in other words, has the user checked it? Put a little check in it. If that's true, then we want to use uppercase letters in our password. Okay. For now, let's just assume the password length is 15 for now. Okay. So we need to loop 15 times and choose 15 random letters. C is equal to 0. C is less than password length. C++. We're just going to generate a basic password just in the uppercase letters for now, and we'll add the rest in later. Okay, so if the uppercase letters is selected, then we can say password string plus equals. So we're going to add the next character on. Plus equals is the same as saying password string equals password string plus, and we're going to get a random character out of this list. Okay, so what we're going to do is get a random number between 0 and 26. Okay, so first we're going to get a random number. Rand equals math.random, and we'll go times uppercase letters dot length. So we're getting the length of the string with the length method. Okay, now this is a horrible way to generate random numbers. Never write code like that if it's got to be used for anything that's to do with passwords or security or bank account passwords or money or anything like that, or casinos. I'm just going to do the basic way for now, and we'll fill in the best way later. Okay, so we're just going to get the basics working for this video. So that gives us a random number between 0 and the number of letters in the password. So that gives us 0 to 25. We've got 26 letters in the password. That gives a value from 0 to 25. We want an integer version of that. Int. And we want to do the multiplication and then do the... Okay, so that gives us a floating point number, and we're converting it to an int. And then we want to use that to look up our array of uppercase letters. Okay, and that's how we do that. And that should be it. So then at the end of this bit of code, we want to say set text to the password we've just generated. Okay, so this code here is very bad at the moment. It's using a horrible random number class, and I'm only using the uppercase letters at the moment just to get things working, just to have a bit of a play, show you how to build things up. I just want to regurgitate all the code on page and have it all done. We're developing things together here. I'm showing you how to do it. I'm telling you what the thought process is so you can follow along. Okay, let's do it. Control 1. Bit of an error. Uppercase letters. Oh, sorry, it's not an array. I made it a string in the end, so I need to go .char at. Sorry, I thought I made a mistake, and I thought I'd still made it an array, but it's a string. So we're using the char at function to pull characters out of this string. Usually when I do this sort of code, I make those arrays, but I haven't. I've just made it a single string. Okay, that's fine. Char at. Chart at, not char at, not chart at. Well spotted. Okay, so here we go, and we can toggle the uppercase letters and click generate password, and there's a random password. Okay, so it's only early days. We're going to polish up our user interface a bit. We're going to add a spin edit so we can choose the password length, and we're going to add a little copy button so that we can copy it to the or get the copy button, copy it to the clipboard. But we're going to neaten all this up, so don't panic. It's only early days, so stay tuned, and we'll do another episode where we make all this code even better. Hope that was useful. If you do like it, please do the right thing and show your support. Leave a comment, click the up like, and I'll do more episodes. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.